Project 2025, an explanation of Trump's wish list for president. Democrats led by President Joe Biden are organizing opposition to what they see as a potential Trump administration. In November, the conservative Heritage Foundation created the blueprint, known as Project 2025, which is one of many think tank recommendations supporting Trump's agenda. It spans more than 900 pages and includes proposals for massive tax cuts, the removal of thousands of government servants, an increase in presidential power, and the dissolution of the Department of Education and other federal institutions. The leftist opposition has been intensifying since the Heritage Foundation published its program in April of last year, when polls indicate that former President Trump, a Republican, and President Biden, a Democrat, are in a close race. Think tanks in Washington, D.C., frequently suggest policy wish lists for prospective administrations. During his presidency, Barack Obama's leftist Center for American Progress, for instance, was referred to as his ideas factory. However, California Congressman Jared Huffman announced the creation of a task force to stop Project 2025 on Tuesday. Project 2025, according to Mr. Huffman, is more than just a concept. It's a terrifying scheme that's already underway to destroy our democratic institutions, do away with checks and balances, erode the line separating church and state, and impose a far-right agenda that contradicts the will of the people and breaches fundamental liberties. Before it's too late, we need to stop this coup and save America. We need a coordinated strategy. According to Heritage, Mr. Biden's party was spreading false hope through an unserious, error-ridden press release. The head of the foundation, Kevin Roberts, claimed that House Democrats are dedicating taxpayer dollars to launch a smear campaign against the united effort to restore self-governance to everyday Americans. Our borders have been breached, our institutions have been taken over by woke ideology, and the federal government has been weaponized against American citizens under the Biden administration. 4 pillars are outlined in the Project 2025 document. Re-establish the family as the cornerstone of American society, demolish the administrative state, protect the country's boundaries and sovereignty, and protect each person's inalienable right to live in freedom. It is one of numerous policy documents for a program commonly referred to as Agenda 47, so named because, should he win, Trump would become the 47th President of the United States. According to Heritage, Project 2025 was drafted by a number of former Trump officials and incorporates suggestions from over 100 conservative organizations. Here is a summary of some important recommendations. Government Project 2025 puts forth the contentious unitary executive theory hypothesis, which calls for the direct presidential supervision of the entire federal bureaucracy, including autonomous agencies like the Department of Justice. In actuality, that would expedite the decision-making process and provide the president the authority to carry out several programs directly. Thousands of federal workers would lose their employment protections under the proposals, and their positions may be filled by political appointees. The FBI is called a bloated, arrogant, increasingly lawless organization in the letter, which also demands significant changes to be made to other federal departments, including the Department of Education. Immigration. The plan suggests increasing money for a wall on the U.S.-Mexico border, one of Trump's top priorities in 2016. More noticeable, though, are the several U.S. immigration agencies' mergers and significant authority increases. Additional suggestions include raising immigration taxes and enabling expedited applications for those who pay a higher cost. The economy and climate. The memo urges the next president to end the war on oil and natural gas, and suggests cutting federal funding for renewable energy research and investment. The focus would shift from carbon reduction to boosting energy production and security. The article presents 2 opposing perspectives on tariffs and expresses disagreement about whether the next president should work to increase export barriers or promote free trade. However, the economic experts recommend that a second Trump government dissolve the Federal Reserve, cut income and corporate taxes, and even think about going back to a currency backed by gold. There is no national ban on abortions in Abortion Project 2025. It does, however, suggest taking the abortion drug mifepristone off the market. Technology and learning pornography would be illegal under the plans, and telecom and tech firms that allow users to access it would have to close. The manifesto criticizes woke propaganda and advocates for parental control over education as well as school choice. A comprehensive list of phrases including sexual orientation, diversity, equity and inclusion, gender equality, abortion, and reproductive rights, are to be removed from all government rules and laws. Among the many powerful think tanks that have published policy papers intended to direct a potential Trump second term is the Heritage Foundation. Heritage has been producing similar policy pamphlets as part of its Mandate for Leadership series since the 1980s. Supported by a $22 million, £17 million budget. Project 2025 also lays out plans for putting policies into action starting in January 2025, the day after the president is inaugurated. Trump's team has stated that the candidate has the last say on policy, but the candidate has embraced some of the Project 2025 concepts in speeches and on his website. If put into practice, several of the ideas would be immediately challenged in court,